When you see the whole world shaking and you feel your heart is breaking, take my hand, no hesitating. When you're just so tired of trying, all alone you feel like hiding. Together we'll keep fighting. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel it, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Can you see the sun is shining like a new hope? Feel it rising, coming over the horizon. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel it, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. There's no stopping.
Well, good evening. Well, actually, I'm recording this Friday. It's about 3 o'clock. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow, and I won't be back till late, so I'm pre-recording it today, Friday the 3rd, okay? But, well, right now it's kind of cloudy. It's supposed to be a very nice weekend. Looking forward to that. Good things on my behalf. I've been losing weight, which is good. If you follow me on social media, you'll see I've been posting it. And I've been doing a lot of swimming now with the pools open because I really like to swim and doing laps and stuff. So it's been working out nice. So I'm happy about that. I have a new listing coming up in Norfolk, and I'll give them all details on that. I have everything, all the documents written up, but before I'm going to put it on the market Sunday. So on my next broadcast, I'll go into more detail about that. Okay, and so today we're going to talk about where the housing market will be in the second half of 2022. I'm going to give some ideas that were posted on my blog, and then I'm going to find some other. I found another article that goes along with it, but has a little bit different slant to it. Okay, so we'll discuss that, and let's do a little preview to get us into today's work. Okay, okay, that I told you my new programming here. I mean, this new software I'm using has a lot of bells and whistles, so I could put in all these different sound effects. Um, also, these these live stream video podcasts also will eventually. I have the majority of them loaded up to Spotify, but they will also be podcasts. So when you listening on the podcast, you don't see my signs behind me, but I'm Chris Scajullo, associate broker for EXP Realty, and this is my show, Real Estate with Mr. G. I have a blog, Real Estate with Mr. G. .blog, and I'm going to put the captions up for that in a few minutes because we have the new summer buying and selling guides, and I'll show you that information. Okay, and let's see what else. So I'm going to load up my. Let's see. So where am I? Okay, hold on. Let's see. No, I don't want that. I'm having a little difficulty here because I want to show my. Okay, there we go. And this means a little circle. I like that. Okay, so that's my my PDF for today's show. What does the rest of the year hold for the housing market? Okay, and we don't know. Well, let's go over first what they highlight. The number of homes available for sale is likely to grow. And that's for a couple of reasons. We are hopefully now out of the pandemic, or let's say the severe stages of the pandemic, because of the vaccinations that we have. And I believe a lot of us, I think I heard one report like around 90% of the nation is vaccinated in some way. I went for my second shot. My wife and I went for our second shot, and I think it's a good idea to do it. I was actually going to wait to September because it seems like when people are spending their spare time in the outside, going to the beaches, to the pools, to the park, less people. Last year had COVID and the numbers went down, but all of a sudden this May the numbers went up. So we thought it would be best to get our second boosters now. But anyway, more people, because of the lowering amounts of the pandemic or the severe cases of the pandemic are going down, and people who live in their house now feel more comfortable with people or potential buyers visiting their home, walking through, having open houses. So we have more houses come on the market for that. And also what's happening now, because of mortgage rates going up, the pool of buyers are getting smaller. Remember, if you watched the last couple of podcasts, let's go back about 5 months. You have a large pool of buyers, and you have a certain amount that are in that pool because they're getting a great deal because they have low interest rates. The same thing if you watch a commercial on cars and they had a special sale, the end of summer sale when they're getting ready for the next year models coming in, and you go, okay, yeah, I'm going to go. There's great sales out there. I'm going to go in there and buy a car. Okay, but when those sales are over, or now that even with car loans, those rates are going up, people who really do not have to buy a new car, they have a car, it's fine. They'll do some work on it, but they could keep it, they'll be all right. Okay? So they drop out of the market. The same thing with homes. So now with the higher interest rates, people saying, well, I could stay in my house. I could make some renovations. I could fix it up. I'm fine. So that segment of that buyer's pool is gone. And what you have left are the people who really need to go to a larger house, or they're being transferred to a different location, whether it's military, whether it's the private industry, and they need to purchase a new home. All right. Actually, the ones who are, for that reason, who are in the market, they are really the strong buyers because, even though they're paying a higher interest rate now, they are in the market to buy. Okay. So now we have less competition. So homes are staying on the market longer. They're not gone in 30 to 45 days. They're staying there 90 days. And as those stay on the market, more homes are coming on the market as well. So that volume is increasing of your housing inventory. So for buyers, that's a good thing. Okay. Let me get rid of this caption on here so I could show more. Okay. So and we're going to go over for each of these events, the good things for the buyers and the sellers. As a buyer, having more options is welcome news with more inventory. Just remember, housing supply is still low, so be ready to act fast and put in your best offer up front. Okay. So yes, I need to add that it is still low, but better than it was maybe about a year ago. All right. As a seller, your house may soon face more competition when other sellers list their homes. But the good news is, if you're also buying your next home, you having more options will make the process a lot easier. All right. And we still predict, or maybe not even predict, it will happen. Mortgage rates will likely continue to respond to inflationary pressures. All right, because the Federal Reserve wants to put a halt to inflation. They're raising the mortgage. Well, they're raising the federal funds rate. Okay, that does not directly affect mortgage rates, but it's sort of like a domino effect. So as a buyer, work with a trusted real estate professional, including a lender, so you can learn how rising mortgage rate environments impact your purchasing power. It may make sense to buy now before it costs more to do so if you're ready. And as a seller, rising mortgage rates are motivating some homeowners to make a move up sooner rather than later. If you're planning to buy your next home, talk to a trusted real estate advisor like Chris Gajulo, associate broker of eXp Realty, to decide how to time your move. Okay? And then what we also predict that home prices are projected to continue to climb. Now, when I going to show my next article, this sort of a debate on this. Now, if your house that you're selling has been updated, it's move-in ready, okay? A potential new buyer doesn't even have to paint, okay? Clean the rugs or whatever. You know, you have a updated kitchen, you have updated bathrooms, you have the floors with the new premium vinyl. That's the real hot item right now. Then I would say it's still going up. But about a year ago, homes that were having some cosmetic issues, let's put it that way, still sold very quickly without the seller making those changes cosmetically. All right. See, what I predict, and this is me, and you're going to see it focused on the next article, is not all homes are still going to increase. Some, because people are saying it's a hot market, but the house looks like it's in shambles. Right now, it's not going to have multiple offers. It's not going to go above the asking price. All right. And I'm saying for certain homes, okay? I'm not saying every home is going to come, the price is going to be offered lower. I'm going to say the homes are not really up to date, because now with the higher mortgage rates, your monthly mortgage payment is going to be higher. It's more costly, and people are going to say, I want a house that I could move in right away. If I have to make some changes to it, if I have to fix it, I may not put an offer in for the asking price. Okay, that's what I feel, and I have experienced it, within the last couple of months. I see other agents posting, one person said they had 19 offers on one house. I looked at the house. It was beautiful. You didn't have to do anything to it. You just had to get a new key and put it in the door, and you were set. But that's not going to be for every home. All right? So as a buyer, continued home price appreciation means it'll cost you more to buy the longer you wait. But it also gives you peace of mind that once you buy a home, it will likely grow in value. So in other words, if you buy it now, and even by the end of the year, as prices go up, all right, you'll all of a sudden have an increased equity in the house within the next 6 months, okay, because of the increasing home value. And that is a good hedge against inflation of prices going up. As a seller, price appreciation is great news for the value of a home. Again, lean on a professional to strike the right balance of the best conditions possible for both selling your house and buying your next one. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move down to my next article. This other article was from Business Insider. I like that publication, Insight, because they kind of give you the hard facts. They don't make everything look, nice and rosy and bright, And this article says, the party is over. A chief economist who called the 2008 housing bubble warns that home sales will continue to drop as demand gets crushed by rising mortgage rates, and says home prices are vulnerable to a near-term decline as a result. All right. And he sees that both with existing homes, or we call them resales, and new construction, their prices are coming down. Now, this is kind of like a nationwide. This is not just about Hampton Roads. So in the highlighted area, as the Federal Reserve hikes interest rates to curb 4-decade high inflation, mortgage rates have soared by about 50%. That has crushed buying demand as monthly housing payments have become more expensive, sending the month supply of homes soaring to the highest level in 12 years. All right, because again, as I said earlier, a lot of people are dropping out of the market, so more homes are staying on the market. And again, this area here tells you, when rates go up by 50%, your monthly mortgage payment is definitely going to go up that high as well. And I may post this on my blog as a link to it. I'll do the intro to this article, but it's definitely saying for this writer that home prices will come down. All right. I kind of agree with this, as I stated earlier, because I mean home prices went up on average around 18%, 20%. That's a lot, and if we go into a recession, which some say might happen, I believe these prices will come down. Not dramatically, but maybe to where it should be, to some sort of a normalcy. They will come down. Now, the article also talks about it's not going to be like 2008 because there aren't any risky type mortgages out there. And when I say risky, if I talk about adjustable rate mortgages, because they can be used, they can work very, very well if they're used wisely. All right. So if you know you're not going to be in your home for, let's say, more than 4 or 5 years, you're in the military, and you know after 4 years you're going to be transferred somewhere else, an adjustable rate mortgage may be a very good program because you're paying a lower rate. There's usually like a teaser rate at the very beginning. Right now we're a little bit above 5%. Maybe the teaser rate would be 2.5%. So within that 5-year period, if it doesn't go up, the adjustable rate mortgage depends. There's all different types of adjustable rate mortgage. They have 5 and 1. In other words, it'll be 5 years before it goes up. There's all different types. But it's good for the short term. Now, what happened back in 2008, so let's say a mortgage had a rate from, it started at 3, but it could go as high as 8%. And what they did back in 2008, they qualified you at the 3%, but not at the 8%. So what they're doing now, they're going to see if you could make that payment, that mortgage payment at 8%, right now, not in 5 or 6 years. They want to make sure you can make that payment now. And if your pay goes up, and hopefully it will go up, then you're ahead of the game, all right? But what happened is that they did not do that in 2008. They qualified you at that 3% and didn't think about, well, when it goes up to 8%, could you afford it with your current pay? And we had a lot of foreclosures after that. They're not doing that now. They're being more careful. They're being more restrictive, or just say more careful when they give out a mortgage. They're dotting all I's and crossing all T's, and they're doing the right thing now on that. So I don't see it being a burst of the bubble. And plus, the other thing is that the appraisers are sticking by their guns. So if a house goes on the market for $300,000, they have offers, let's say up to $320,000. But the appraiser says, no, this house is really worth $300,000. They're sticking at that. They're not saying, all right, we'll give them the $320,000, and then they could finance that amount. No. They're saying, no, it's at $300,000. If you want to buy at $320,000, you got to bring in that extra $20,000. All right. So that's another, let's say, fail-safe situation that protects the industry because of that. Okay. So let's close this out here, and then I don't want to be that small. Okay, there I go. There I am, nice and big. All right, so what I want to do next, I want to show you always have a little video in between. So let's show that. Okay, and that's why real estate is still the best investment. In most situations, it does go up in value. So if you haven't as of yet, I would really recommend to buy and contact me to be your broker, and I'll put you together. I mean, your realtor, and I'll put you together with some great mortgage people. Okay, and we'll work it out. We'll make it happen. All right. And what's good just today, as I was working on my weekly newsletter and this podcast, what came out today is the some edition of Buying a Home. Don't worry, that's the home line. My wife will get it. That's out right now. It just came out today. The some edition of Buying a Home, and also selling your home. Okay. And this is information to help you prepare. But then call me after you read it and say, okay, I'm ready to buy Chris, Mr. G. I'm ready to sell Mr. G, and we'll help you along with that request. All right. And where do you go? Okay, to get that, and you could download it, by the way. Okay, free of charge at realestatewithmrg.blog-resource. Well, that's not a hyphen, the diagonal resource-materials. You could just go to my website or my blog, realestatewithmrg.blog, and in the menu you'll see resource materials. You click on that, and you could download them, and they are free. Okay, there's no cost to that. All right, they're for free. So go there, download them. I just loaded them up today. They're ready for you to look at them, and then when you're ready, give me a call. All right, or email me, or wherever you see this podcast, you'll be able to contact me. And then in my indie credits, you'll see my contact information. So I believe our producer went to the Jubilee the other day in London, saw the Queen on the balcony. Am I correct about that, William?
Yes, Chris. We were able to procure our own exclusive video of Queen Elizabeth on the balcony of Buckingham Palace on day one of the Jubilee. No other news station has this footage. Do enjoy. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you.
All right, that's not right. Okay, I don't think that was the Queen. Okay, all right. So that's our show for today, and I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And we'll see you next week. Remember, be kind to each other, and also remember the greatest power we have is to love, and the greatest gift, each other. See you next week.